Well, look, yeah, you can read all those types of things into it, but from my, the basic point of view is that he's a good quality AFL ruckman and one that's been at Melbourne all his career, and he's going to finish his career with us, and it means we can move on, and we have no concerns about not having a ruckman next year.
I've had a few of them this year, as Neeld would have. There's a lot of new coaches in the competition at the moment, and we each would be doing our jobs as best we possibly can, but ultimately it's the players that'll be the ones that go into combat. Having the successes of 2010 and even the disappointments of 2011, I mean, that creates a bond that'll be there forever.
It's been fairly similar to most weeks, Pete. We've just given a little bit of stuff on the opposition, where clubs that are in obviously two completely different phases of our development, and right now, we're focusing on the things that we need to do. We need to send our players out with a bit of a knowledge of how the Pies are going to go about it, but my reality is a little bit different to Nathan's at the moment, so it's been a far more focused week on what we need to do. We'll have a chat about sort of where we are. There's been a decision made on behalf of the sort of coaches and the Coaches Association that rather than making individual comments in the press and that being perhaps a divide and conquer type mentality, that the coaches as a whole will and the clubs as a whole will come up with a united perspective to present to the AFL with what we believe is best for the future of the game. I suppose that's a medium to long term perspective that every club would be considering at various stages depending on their position in the season. As you said, our entire focus is on Monday and making sure that we perform as best we possibly can. Anything beyond that will look after itself. Yeah, well, look, the last two games against Carlton and Essendon have been very impressive. I think it's back to their NAB Cup form, and the contested ball, but then the ability to use it well and defend field position pretty well. So, 7 of the last 8 quarters have been the type of footy that I'm sure that Neeldy's been trying to educate the players around, and so Melbourne come into this game with a fair bit of momentum in that regard. They've been playing really well, and all the indicators that we use reinforce that. They've got some really talented players, but the way that Nathan's got them playing together is really impressive, and they deserve to be right at the top of the tree where they are. And we know that Monday is a huge challenge for our group.
No, the likelihood is, we'll carve the side back and announce our 3 emergencies on Saturday night. But all trained well today, and with a bye on the other side, there's no reason why they shouldn't be up and going this week. Yeah, look, he'd been really good up to his opportunity in round 2. He got a corky in the last session. Basically 5 minutes to go the day before, and it's easy to look at in retrospect whether that would have possibly affected his calf. But there's no doubt now that his preparation's been spot on. We probably have been a little more cautious this time. We don't want to repeat injuries through a season, so Taz himself he understands his body, and he's been able to put 3 to 4 weeks of solid work in, and he's ready to go.